Hello everyone. Before I start the video, I will just say I've got the window closed even though it's hot, but just I'm about to start recording the Browns people, I guess you call them. I've just started lawnmowering and making a load of noise, so hopefully you can't hear it too much on the video. So yeah, obviously it's warm, but got it closed so you're not going to have to hear it too much. Yeah, so kind of three things really in this video. Um, so yeah, I've got a haul. Obviously you've probably seen other people's photos or whatever, or might have mentioned it in their pickups. But yeah, obviously people from the Movie Loons WhatsApp group, we all had a meet up in Birmingham, sort of Saturday into Sunday. So now Monday I'm recording this. I think I'll put it up tonight. Yeah, so I bought quite a lot of stuff. So I've got some stuff from HMV to show. So there's two HMVs, like a kind of standard one. Bought a few things, and then the Vault, where yeah, got quite a bit of stuff. And then there was a CEX. Talk about a few of the things I wanted in the CEX and what happened when I got there. When I get to that bit, got like a brief, no spoiler review of Sinners. We went to see that at the cinema, and then a few gifts I've been given by Stuart George. Yes, obviously the meetup was me, Sammy G from Sammy G's World of Cinema, Ollie from Ollie Loves Films, Roy Barrett from Blue Roy Movies, and Stuart George from Stuart George's Home Movies. I always forget his YouTube name, so I just call him Stuart George. But obviously I'll tag all these people, so I'll make sure I've got the name right. Sorry, Stuart, but yeah, I think it's Stuart George's Home Movies. Pretty sure. Yeah, so I guess I'll start with the Sinners review. Yeah, I didn't really want to do. Let me just move a little bit this way. I didn't really want to do a whole video on it because it's going to be very brief, not a proper review. Yeah, just thought I'd give my thoughts on it. So yeah, obviously heard a lot of hype and that about it. Not just saying it was a good horror film, but saying it was really important, going to be like the horror film of the year. So obviously when you hear a lot of hype, it's quite easy to be disappointed when you go in, even if it is good. It might not live up to expectations. Yeah, I thought it was good. I guess I'll give it a score at the end. But yeah, I'm only going to talk about a few things in it. So it's filmed by... Oh, I've already forgot the guy's name. Let me see if I can find Creed, because he directed that as well. Ryan Coogler. So yeah, to my knowledge, I think he's directed a few other films, but yeah, I own Creed and haven't seen it. He directed Black Panther 1, not sure about part 2. And then he's obviously done this Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan. There's a lot of people in it. Some I don't know the name. There was one guy, I'm not sure of his name. He played a guy called Sammy. It was introducing him, so it must be his first role, and he was really impressive. Obviously, Michael B. Jordan was good, playing like a pair of twins called Stack and Smoke, I think they were called. Or Smokestack. And then, I can't remember the name of the lady. I think Roy and Ollie said she was in True Grit, the remake, when she was only about 8, and she like stole the show and like got nominated. I'm not sure if she got nominated or won the Oscar. But yeah, Roy showed that sort of True Grit and said it was a crime she didn't even have her name on the front cover, when yeah, apparently she was like really good in it. Obviously she's now grown up and like 20 odd. She was really good. But yeah, for me, I'd probably say Jack O'Connell sort of was the best. Not only the part he played, but yeah, it was a really different part for him. I don't know if he was really singing in that, or whether it was sort of dubbed over, but if he was singing, yeah, he's an impressive singer. He's doing sort of Irish dancing and things. But yeah, the film in general, sort of main thing that bothered me about it, that I would take sort of a point away should I say, is just so many like needless jump scares. I think a lot of horror films, if they haven't got too much going on, then you know they try and get you with jump scares where they can't build tension, or psychological horror. Yeah, there'd just be like a loud noise, and yeah, there was quite a few of those. One or two worked, without sort of spoiling it. There's one where they're looking through a door and something happens, which was kind of quite well built up. Bit when you sort of seen a guy jump down and land, wasn't too bad, but yeah, there's a few bits where he's sort of talking, and out of nowhere it's just a loud noise and a flashback of like something happening. And yeah, I thought must have been like 5+ the sort of needless jump scares. I'd take a point away from that. Music in it really good. There was a lot of sort of soul music from like the 1920s. not my kind of thing usually, but sounded really good, especially in the IMAX. And then some Irish sort of folk music, which I liked. They were river dancing a bit like Michael Flatley in it. I think some of their legs were CGI because their legs were moving so fast and flying up in the air, but I guess they're meant to be vampires, so they're sort of be able to move fast. There's a few sort of, not so much plot holes, I won't go into them, but sort of weird choices where it's kind of just what do you call it? Exposition dumps, kind of once or twice. And then, a few characters made bad decisions to help the plot along, really. Like, if I had to sort of say what it felt like, I'd say the first half felt a bit like sort of Django Unchained, sort of 1920s dealing with racism and the Ku Klux Klan, and then the second half felt like Dusk Till Dawn, from Dusk Till Dawn, should I say. I'd probably give it sort of 7. When I first watched it, I thought 8 out of 10, but after sort of sleeping on it and thinking a bit, I'd probably give it 7 out of 10, where it wasn't flawless, but it was a good film. It was well made, really well shot, some beautiful cinematography. Obviously on IMAX helped it. Music really good. One of the best soundtracks I've sort of heard on a film in a long time. Few really standout performances, and like I say, for me, Jack O'Connell sort of, I wouldn't say stole the show, because he wasn't in a lot of scenes, but not only did he look the part, but kind of looked, I forgot he was meant to be in it, so I kind of seen him. I was like, is that Jack O'Connell? And I was like, it can't be. It sort of doesn't look enough like him. And then obviously when the credits rolled, I think Sam said to me he thought that was Jack O'Connell. And really impressed with him in it. Right, so that's enough about the review of Sinner. So 7 out of 10. I would recommend to go and see it, but I find a lot of the time when films have got that much hype, very rarely you're going to be like, oh, actually, it's exceeded my expectations, when everyone's giving it 5 stars and saying most important horror film in decades and sort of stuff like that. Whereas, I wouldn't go that far. It did drag a little bit. It took about an hour for any action to happen. First half was a bit slow going. And then, when sort of nearer to the end, again, without spoiling it, it kind of really did go there on some of the scenes. Editing, I thought, was a bit too fast. Some things were happening. Again, I can't really say, but sort of bit of a carnage sort of scene. And I think Stuart said the same. It was hard to tell who was stabbing who. It was a bit like a Michael Bay where, not the frames, but the shots were edited were like a split second each and just like bang, bang, bang. And I did find it quite hard to follow a few of those bits. It did feel long at like 2 hours 19, whatever it was. Right, on with the pickups. So, I guess I'll show you the ones from Stuart first. Sure, everybody knows Stuart. Not only a great channel, he's now hit over 1,000 subscribers, very well deserved. Congratulations, Stuart. Also a really good guy. All of the people I met, we had a laugh, all really sort of down to earth. Everybody got on. Nice to sort of meet Stuart. And thank you for Lee, Stuart. I have been trying to sort of find something to give Stuart, but as people probably know him, especially as postman, or should I say postie, might be a post lady. He orders a lot of stuff. He's got everything I could sort of think of that I could offer to give him. He's already got it and probably got it on 4K when I'm offering him a DVD or Blu-ray. So hopefully one day I'll be able to sort of give him something back. I know he's sort of give them to be kind rather than as a swap. But if I come across something, then I'll try and pay him back with it. But I'm only going to try and talk about these. I'll give them one sentence each. It don't go on too long. Obviously some I haven't seen, so I'll just sum up kind of why I bought them and what my expectations of them are. And then the ones I have seen, I'll just try and do a brief summary synopsis in one sentence. So you've got Coming to America, part 1 and 2 on a Blu-ray with a nice slipcase. So I have seen part 1 years ago when I was younger. Can't really remember it too much. I think I've seen it around the same time as Beverly Hills Cop. Do remember preferring Beverly Hills Cop to this, but one of Eddie Murphy's better roles, I think. Haven't seen the sort of remake one. I think that originally came onto Netflix or somewhere a little while ago. But you've got both films in there. So thank you for that, Stuart. This one I don't really know too much about, other than Stuart said it's Australian horror film. What's the actual British name for it? I don't actually know. Obviously, even though it's Australia. Oh, Next of Kin. How do I not see that at the top? Don't know if you can see that there. Hopefully, it's not too much glare on these. Like I say, it is sunny. Director Tony Williams. 1982, 89 minutes. Terror thriller slasher, it says on the back. Obviously, it's an Australian writing on it. It's an import. I'm guessing it's Dutch or something, looking at the language. Yeah, I don't think it tells me here on the back. It's like one of those little slim case. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'll give any horror a try. I don't think Stuart really got on with that one. That's why he's sending it to me. So I'll watch it, and if I don't like it, obviously I'll double check with Stuart. But yeah, I guess I'll probably send it on to like Marcus or somebody else to see how they get on with it. Obviously, I wouldn't sort of trade it on at CEX, or trade it in, should I say, at CEX when Stuart's gave it to me for free. So yeah, I pass it on to somebody else if I don't love it or won't watch it again, kind of thing. This one I'll probably keep just because it's on the 101 label, Phase 4. Not very good with my Roman numerals. 2 discs. Yeah, don't really know too much about this. I did see it a little while ago and sort of thought it looked interesting. Just sort of looks like a B movie of ants in. Which, yeah, what's the one? Is it, might be one called like not The Thing, a Thing from I can't remember, but it's one I seen when I was a kid, which is like a B movie with like a giant ant, which is quite fun. Yeah, again, Stuart said he kind of found this one a bit boring. I mean, it says on the back gripping, but I don't think he agreed with that. It's only a 12, but yeah, I'll give it a go, see what it's like. And yeah, obviously this is a 101 films, and I do collect those, so I'll probably keep it in the collection, even if I'm not too enamoured with it. This one Stuart really didn't like, and when he handed them over to me, when we all sort of sat around the table having a drink, I think Roy said it was really bad and he didn't like it either. But just because it's got one of my favourite British actors in it, Donald Pleasance, I thought I'd give it a go. The Monster, with Joan Collins, Eileen Atkins, Rolf Bates, and guest star Donald Pleasance. I guess he's probably not in it too long. It's a network release, conceived by the devil, only she knows what her baby really is. So, I mean, yeah, it looks good. I mean, it's got a young Joan Collins, looks quite nice there if you can see her. I think the only other film I've got with Joan Collins is the original Tales from the Crypt. It's like an Amicus release, I think. Amicus production rather than release. I don't know what label it was on. I won't go into that. It'd take too long. I mean, yeah, it's a good cast. From 1975 to 15, it says here, Certificate X. 94 minutes, so not too long. Can I find the director? Peter Sasty? Oh, yeah, I read out something the other day I picked up. I think it was starring him rather than directed. Oh, it might have been that Taste the Blood of Dracula, I think it was called. AKA I Don't Want to Be Born. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a go. But as I say, Stuart and Roy said it was quite bad. But yeah, maybe that would be one I'll send on to Marcus or something if I really don't like it. These two, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like. And yeah, I've just been trying to collect more Shallow. Obviously, I collect Arrow video in general, so the more Arrow titles I can get, the better. So yeah, even if I don't get on with these, I won't sort of pass them on or anything, I don't think. But yeah, Blood and Black Lace by Mario Bava, one I've been looking at for a while. So every time the Arrow sells on, they have the 4K. Usually, I think it was reduced from like 25 to about 18 or 22. Yeah, I was tempted to sort of pick it up, but never did. I wanted to sort of, they did like a bigger box set, a bit like these ones, with like a sort of slip on it rather than a J card. And yeah, I've seen it once in HMV, quite expensive I think it was. It was on 4K, so probably like 35, 40. I had a few other things I sort of wanted to pick up more, so I didn't get it. And then, yeah, I haven't seen it around since. So I was kind of hoping to see that one in CEX. Was going to buy this like a day or so before Stuart messaged saying, did I want sort of some of these films? So yeah, glad to have that one and save me some money from buying it. And it is a 3-disc edition, really nice edition there of Arrow. And yeah, I think it's a Giallo, this one. But yeah, I've seen, I think I've only really seen Bay of Blood by Mario Bava. I always kept thinking Demons was by Mario Bava, but it's by Lamberto Bava, who I'm guessing is his son. But yeah, really nice edition. So again, thank you for that, Stuart. And then this one, I have heard of Sergio Martino. I think they do like a box set with of his films. But yeah, The Case of the Scorpion's Tail, which again, I'm pretty sure this is a Giallo. Yeah, it does say that on the back. So since I watched Don't Torture a Duckling, I've sort of, yeah, trying to get more Giallo, not just to watch them, but sort of collect them and get a bit better knowledge. Anybody that doesn't know TV Nash, I will link him down below. He did a video with his sort of recommending Giallos for me. Then he did one recommending spaghetti western. So yeah, go and check him out if you haven't watched him. But yeah, thank you, Stephen from TV Nash. Yeah, I don't really know too much about this, but yeah, not only is it a nice Arrow release, but also another Giallo for the collection. And I do think those two, to be fair, might be out of print. So yeah, it shows what a generous guy Stuart is, because he could have probably chopped those in at CEX, got a bit of money for them. You know, we were going to CEX anyway. I think I did even say when he was sort of offering all these things out in the group, I think he gave some stuff to Sammy, some to Roy. I think he gave some to Ollie. Yeah, I think he had something for everybody, to tell you the truth. So yeah, you know, he could have traded him and got some money, but he was generous enough to want to pass it on to one of us. Right, now I'm on with the HMV pickups. I can't remember which ones. I'll try and remember which ones are from the vault and which are from the standard HMV, but I guess it won't really matter. I'll show this one first, just because it's a bit of a bigger box. So FX and FX2. So this was $24.99. It is only Blu-ray rather than 4K. Don't think they do the 4K. I didn't see it there, and I've not seen it anywhere else. But it's a kind of film I wouldn't be too bothered if I picked it up on Blu-ray rather than 4K. You know, with certain films with like stunning cinematography, you probably want them on 4K. Whereas, yeah, I think this is quite a low-budget kind of sci-fi horror film, so it's probably not the end of the world if it's just on Blu-ray. Haven't actually watched these. I think 88 Films or 101 did like a sort of standard sort of size like jewel case kind of thing with both of them in. In fact, I did see it in HMV. But yeah, this is a much nicer set. And yeah, I don't really know too much about them. One's directed by Robert Mandel, I can't say I've heard of. One by Richard Franklin, who I have heard of, does the sequel. But yeah, I heard they're kind of fun sort of B-movies about like FX. Like, when I say FX, I kind of mean like special effects, visual effects kind of thing, I think. So yeah, looking forward to checking those out, especially part one, as usually the original's better than the sequel, but don't want to jump to conclusions. This one I'm showing next is on 101 Films. It's one I've been, me, Ash and Marcus, in the Lords of Darkness group. If you know Ash from Popcorn and Horror, and Marcus from Xbox 2708, we're always chatting in the group about films, and a while ago we were talking about sort of B-movie horrors that hadn't had a release in the UK, and I did actually find this one on YouTube. I watched it years ago. I think we watched it, yeah, when I was about 10. We hired it at like a sleepover at my mate's party. I watched it and we thought it was fun. Then I watched it again about 8 years ago on streaming on, I guess I shouldn't say, but you know, I had like one of those Cody box. I think they're like illegal now. Watched it on there, but it kept pausing and buffering. And then, yeah, I found it was on YouTube. So sort of said to Marcus and Ash, I think I also said one called Dr. Giggles, which you just can't get, about this kind of evil, insane surgeon, takes people to theatre and like butchers them. I remember that was like a fun but silly kind of schlocky one when I was a kid. What's the other one I said? Man's Best Friend, about this dog that they engineered so he can camouflage. He like pisses acid. I think it's like a Rottweiler or a St. Bernard. It's got Lance Henriksen in. It is a B movie, but it's a fun one. And then also I mentioned this one, Shrunken Heads. So yeah, those three were like ones I liked from my childhood. I'd say childhood, when I was like, yeah, probably before I was a teenager. Sort of watched them around 10 or 11, maybe 9 years old. And thought they were fun, but yeah, they've just never been like available, and I'm not really one to import things from other countries and that. So yeah, I was hoping this would get a release, but yeah, Shrunken Heads, directed by Richard Elfman. I don't know if he's the brother of Danny Elfman or if that's just a coincidence. Apparently did The Forbidden Zone, produced by Charles Band. Did pick up one by Charles Band the other day, Trancers. I'll show that on my recent watches. I did watch that. I will say I was quite impressed with that one. Quite a fun sort of sci-fi B movie in the vein of Scanners meets Blade Runner. Not as good as Blade Runner, but yeah, I'll get to that in recent watches. Yeah, I mean, it's a wacky film, really fun, really silly. These three sort of teenagers get murdered. This isn't a spoiler to say, it says it on the back. Get killed, and then a voodoo priest sort of brings them back as shrunken heads, you know, from like, I think it's Tahiti mythology, where they like shrink their heads into like little souvenirs, and then he brings them alive and they're flying around and they're taking revenge. The most notable bit for me that I just thought was wacky is it's got Meg Foster playing a male crime boss, and she's got like a little, what do you call them, like a trilby kind of hat on, I guess it's called, and a suit. And I was looking at it thinking, that looks like Meg Foster, but it can't be. And then, yeah, when I checked the credits and things, it is her. Yeah, it is like a low-budget B-movie. Not everybody's going to enjoy it, but yeah, I've always thought it's a funny one. I think it's from the early 90s. Can't actually see a year on here. But yeah, this one was $14.99. So quite expensive, but it had only just come out on Monday. I think I did say on my previous pickups when I went to my local HMV in Bristol, they just hadn't had that one in. So yeah, I was quite happy to find that one. Yeah, I think that one was from the HMV Vault, and I think that one was from the HMV Vault. Obviously, if you watch my channel, or you might have noticed, only on Thursday or Friday, I think it was Thursday, I got quite a big haul from CEX and HMV in Bristol. Spent quite a lot, and obviously now I've spent a lot again. Without going into it too much, I had sort of saved up for a little while, so I knew I was going to Birmingham and things, and then yeah, I'm getting like a bonus from work, so I could sort of afford these, but yeah, it might have went a bit overboard. I'll count how many titles at the end and tell you roughly how much I spent, but I wouldn't say me and Ollie was having a competition. It was kind of like friendly banter, but the others were only picking up sort of 2 or 3 bits each, I think, and me and Ollie were going a bit wild. So in CX, Ollie had a stack like that. I don't actually know what he got. I'll have to watch his upload. I think he said he's recording it, so it should be up soon. Yeah, it was sort of, me and Ollie were joking like who had the most out of us two. Next, this one I think I got in the standard HMV, one I've heard a while ago when I got the what's it called, Witchfinder General with Vincent Price. I heard this, a lot of people had said that it was one of the best Hammer horror films, and Stuart's always sung its praises. And then obviously when we was in this HMV, Stuart said to me, this is the best one, pick this one up, only $12.99 is The Devil Rides Out, with a nice little slipcase. So yeah, I was happy to get that one, and like I say, my ownership or gaps in the collection and knowledge in general of Hammer, Universal Monsters, those kind of older stuff is not great. So I own a few that I haven't watched yet. I think Rasputin the Mad Monk, which Stuart said isn't a great one, and then all the Frankenstein films on the DVD collection, which I found both in the charity store. But yeah, I thought $12.99 was a good price, directed by Terence Fisher. I think I do have another film by Christopher Lee, Charles Gray, Nike Arrighi, he's called, I guess, whatever it is, and Leon Green. Studio Canal release, Hammer. Yeah, comes with a nice slip. Yeah, don't know too much about it, but yeah, I think Roy said it's a good one, and yeah, I think Stuart said it's his favourite. I think he's going to be doing a top 10 ranking soon of his favourite Hammer films, so watch out for that one on his channel. This one I got in the vault, so from the Arrow sale. One I'd heard of a while ago, heard quite good things about it. Kind of came on my radar because it's one of my favourite songs by the metal band Judas Priest, if you've heard of them, called Bloodstone. Directed by Dwight Little, produced by Nico Mastorakis, so I do have a lot of films by. It's kind of like a B-movie Greek kind of director that did, what's that video, Nasty, about the island of Death. And then, yeah, I've got, I don't know if you can see it there, I'm probably in the way of it, the Nico Mastorakis collection of all B-movies. They are B-movies, but they do have some good actors and actresses in, like Adrienne Barbeau, for example, from The Fog, John Carpenter's ex-wife. But yeah, I heard this kind of a bit of an adventure sort of film with a stolen ruby. 15 contains strong threat and brief nudity. Obviously, it says on the back $14.99, but it's $8.99. So yeah, one I've been looking at a while, and obviously once the Arrow video sale ends, they usually only have one in summer and then one in October. So I thought I'd try and take advantage of that. I'll show this one as there's another Arrow one. This was one, sounds bad, I was kind of, I wouldn't say reluctant to pick up, but I have seen it, didn't like the film too much, and really couldn't stand the soundtrack, the worst soundtrack I've ever heard in any film ever, I think I would say. It's Driller Killer. So yeah, obviously it's kind of one I needed to pick up to complete the video nasties, but kind of been holding off because, yeah, I don't like it too much, but I thought I'm probably not ever going to find it any cheaper than $8.99. So I thought a good time to pull the trigger when I had a bit of money saved up for only sort of, what, £9 to get it in the collection. And yeah, obviously there's a few really bad video nasties I need to buy, so I'm going to try and get them as cheap as possible. But yeah, I think this is a Section 1 video nasty by Abel Ferrara. I've only seen it once. I had it on DVD years ago. I think I had the, not Anchor Bay. I think it was the Vipco DVD. I sold it to Music Magpie for quite a bit of money. It must have been out of print, just so I really didn't like the film. It's that kind of one where I watched it and wasn't going to keep it. And then obviously a while later when I started collecting the video nasties, I was like, oh shit, I should have kept that one in the video nasty collection. But yeah, doesn't really deserve to be spoke about anymore. Sorry if it's anybody's favourite horror. I can't imagine it is, but yeah, really didn't like it. Can't remember the film being too awful, just a bit slow, but I think it only really got on the list. It is gory, but mostly because of the front cover and the sort of driller killer. The BBFC, I think, just went after any film with power tools in the title. Because obviously you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That wasn't actually on the official 2 list. I think it was on section 3. And then Toolbox Murders and stuff like that. This one, yeah, I think this came out quite a while. I've had my eye on, but I didn't ever want to pay $16.99, so it was reduced to $14.99. The Barfly with Mickey Rourke and Faye Dunaway. I think she was in, I'm not going to say the original King Kong, but some version of King Kong. Yeah, I heard it's a good one, this. Directed by Barbette Schroeder. 1987, can't see a running time. But yeah, obviously knew it came out a while ago, and then I don't watch Celebrity Big Brother, but a few in the group, I think Ollie and Stuart were saying Mickey Rourke was in there, and he was quite a character, and I think he got thrown out or something due to like offensive comments and language. So yeah, obviously once we all started talking about older films Mickey Rourke had been in, sort of, yeah, thought grab this one whilst it was reduced to $14.99. Right, that's all the HMV. Yeah, again, I think that one was in the vaults. I think I only probably got Devil Rides out in the normal HMV. Not that that's really that important. I doubt anyone's going to run all the way to Birmingham to see if they can pick up these same ones in the actual specific shops I got them, but I thought I'd mention it. Obviously, I always try to say prices and things, so if anyone's picking them up or they've got them cheaper and want to comment down below saying you got ripped off, you idiot, then that's up to you. This one I had heard of, looks my kind of thing, just because I have heard of Sammo Hung. Tell me it was directed by, can't see it on the back, but yeah, obviously I like a lot of my world cinema in general, but especially like Asian or Japanese, Korean. I think this one's a Japanese film. I won't read all of the back, but yeah, obviously looked on the CEX in Birmingham before I got there, so I knew what was kind of going to be there, and did see this one. Was going to pull the trigger anyway, and then when I showed it to Roy, he said he's got it, or at least seen it. I'm pretty sure he owns it on the Eureka label, and it is a good one. So yeah, it's The Millionaire's Express with Sammo Hung and Yun. They always put the sticker in the way. Yun Biao, I guess you pronounce it. Yeah, like I said, it's on Eureka. Really nice edition, but yeah, I really like this sort of cartoon artwork inside. Let me hold it so you can see it a bit better. Usually I do read a little synopsis from the back on these, but I haven't really got time. I don't want the video to go on too long, and obviously I spoke about the Little Sinners review and a bit about the meetup. From 1986. Guessing it's out of print, but £12 for a Eureka is quite good price, I thought. It's only a 12, so I guess it's quite like moderate sort of stuff. Saying it's 1080p. Yeah, obviously I haven't seen it, so I don't know too much about it, but yeah, obviously when I said earlier, I'll give a brief kind of reason for picking it up. Yeah, obviously looks interesting, looked my kind of thing, and then yeah, Roy sort of clarified that it was a good one. Next I've got Crawl. So yeah, I've seen this at the cinema years ago with one of my mates. I think it was back before lockdown. At the time you could go in view, see any film for like a £5, so we used to go like once a week, and had a really good atmosphere, because obviously in this, I say obviously, people might not know, there's basically a storm, and it's not a spoiler to say there's alligators. I used to say crocodiles, but I think it's alligators in America. I think this is set in Florida. And yeah, when we went there, it was absolutely pouring down, gale force winds. So once we got in the cinema, obviously you forget what the weather's like outside, but knowing it was a storm outside, then once we came out the cinema after it, it was all stormy, so it was quite fitting. But yeah, I did really enjoy this. It's Alexander Arjar, who I really enjoy. Got quite a few films by him, especially his original sort of French extreme horrors. I think he did the Hills Have Eyes remake. He did Hitman, that Ollie gave me, which I haven't watched yet. But yeah, this is one of my favourites by him. Most people have sort of a good time with this, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And who's the lady in it? Is it Kea Scolodario? I have seen her in something else. I was thinking she was the sister of I can't remember her name. She used to be in the In-Betweeners, but maybe it's not actually. But yeah, it's got some quite good gore and stuff, even though it's only a 15. It says strong bloody injury detail, threat and violence. Yeah, it came out 2019, so what, it was 6 years ago I went to see that at the cinema. That's quite scary. I mean, it says on the front, does for gators what Jaws did for sharks. I wouldn't say it's not on the level with Jaws. Not many films are they, in general, let alone creature features. But yeah, fun creature feature, and yeah, one I do really enjoy, to be fair. Quite well made, I think. This one, obviously, these are all I'd seen on the CX website and had them in mind. This one piqued my interest. It was a British film I hadn't heard of, but looked really interesting. I mean, this bit covered up with sticker, but Clockwork Mice. So yeah, didn't really know too much about it. I mean, I've heard of good things, and yeah, had good reviews. Directed by Vadim Jean. I've really heard of him. Might be Jean if he's French, but I'm guessing it's Jean, because Vadim I don't think sounds like a French name. Starring John Alderton, Claire Skinner, and Nigel Planer. He played Neil in The Young Ones, and was also in this TV series I watched years ago around my mate's house that was really good, where they were in this like underground and it was all flooding. I think it was like a subway. It was like a 2-3 part series maybe, and yeah, Nigel Planer was really good in that. But yeah, I didn't realise it had Nigel Planer, but yeah, big fan of him, especially in The Young Ones. James Bolan as Wacky. Yeah, like I say, not really heard too much. I'll quickly read you the synopsis of this one, because people that are into sort of British films, it does seem a bit of a drama. Like Sammy G and Ollie might be sort of interested in this one. I think when I picked it up, a few of them said they'd sort of heard about this and it looked good. So it says inspirational, feel-good entertainment. One of the finest British films of the 90s. Clockwork Mice features a tremendous ensemble cast of top-line stars from stage, screen and TV. This heartwarming movie tells of the special relationship that grows between Conrad James, who plays Conroy, a volatile and unpredictable young boy with a troubled past, and his idealistic young teacher Steve Drake, played by Hart, says? Oh, no, sorry. There's actor Steve Drake. He's playing someone called Hart. In one incredible year, Steve will learn that sometimes you can make a difference to people's lives as he becomes a friend, inspiration, and hope to teachers and pupils alike. But can he save Conrad from himself? So yeah, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it kind of gives me vibes of Made in Britain. I think that's what it's called. Double check. I will show this actually quickly, because I know it's one Stuart's picked up, and yeah, it just hasn't had like an upgrade from Blu-ray or DVD with Tim Roth. I think it's Tim Roth's favourite film, but yeah, really good, powerful sort of British drama, quite strong violence and things, about this kind of runaway like skinhead kid and the journey he goes on. Yeah, it kind of gives me vibes of Made in Britain crossed with Kes kind of thing. Whether it will live up to either of those, especially Kes, which is a brilliant film and my top 5 British films ever. English film, should I say? I'm not sure, but yeah, hopefully it's along those lines. So yeah, let me know on any of these. But if anyone's seen Clockwork Mice, director's approved restoration, 99 minutes. Obviously it says on the front 90s, but I can't see the exact specific year. And then quickly before I talk about the last one I've got, which is the most expensive, biggest purchase, I will just say, yeah, there was a few that was on my radar. So there was one called Dream Home. See if I can find it down here. Yeah, so it's a very gory, spiteful kind of, is it Chinese? Oh, yeah, it must be, because the subtitles are Cantonese. Film called Dream Home. Not only a really well-made film, but yeah, some really nasty, like, disturbing kind of kills and things in it. This is well out of print now. I think CX were going to give me like 11 or so for it, and it was showing they had the Blu-ray, which was 20. Well, I think it said 20 on CX. Once I got there, I had a sticker saying 25. So obviously I would have challenged them and got them to honour that. So yeah, I took this along to trade in. And as you can probably guess, and I was a bit worried would happen, it was a cover reprint. So they were still charging 25 for a cover reprint. But yeah, I would have liked to upgrade this onto Blu-ray. I was looking forward to picking up that one and then couldn't. Yeah, so like I say, I wouldn't pay. I don't get a cover reprint in general, even if it was like £1. I want the real version. But yeah, for like 25, even if it went through at 20, once I traded that in, I've only paid £9. But I'd rather keep my official DVD than the Blu-ray upgrade, and then I won't get it out from there to show. But they were showing they had the, I think it's a 3 or 4 disc Arrow Video box set of Phenomena, Dario Argento film with Jennifer Connelly. Very crazy film. So yeah, I took my sort of standard Arrow version, I guess I'll quickly show it before. This ain't going to be going on much longer now, this video. Yeah, so I just had like the standard jewel case. I think they were going to give me about £6 trade-in, and the version they had was showing about 25. So I was happy to pay the difference. So I asked her to look at it, and it didn't look too bad on the front. And when she showed me the side was absolutely battered and dented, caved in, looked like it had been used as a doorstop. I don't know what people. I don't know if it was just damaged or whether it got wet and gone all soft, and that's why it was all crushed. But yeah, obviously the lady sort of turned it round and said, "Brace yourself, you might not like the side of it." So once I seen that, I was like, "No, I'm not paying 25 for that." But yeah, it was a 4-disc. I think it's on 4K. I think Stuart does have that one. But yeah, I did want to upgrade that, as I do like Phenomena. Obviously, once I chopped mine in, it would have only cost me, say, 19 or so. But yeah, couldn't get it because it was battered. So a bit disappointing. A few others on my radar. Bristol CXs, or the local ones all around me, aren't too great for, you get there and there's a lot of cover reprints and stuff battered, or stuff that's meant to be there, it's just not on the shelf, and I guess the empty case has been stolen by a crackhead or something. But yeah, this was real bad in Birmingham. I'm not exaggerating, half of the boutique labels were cover reprints or just absolutely destroyed boxes, and they still got the cheek to put them on the shelf and try and charge full price. I mean, maybe even more than it was like showing on the website they were asking for. But also a few of them, they didn't even have I could tell it was a cover reprint. Some of them were a Metabee Arrow, which obviously come in there like clear jewel case. I think you call them jewel cases, this is what I call them. Sort of clear jewel cases, but they had not only at full price, but some of them didn't even have cover reprint written in the corner. So you pay full price for it if you weren't savvy, get home and be like, what the hell, I've just paid full price for something they've sort of cover reprinted, which yeah, I think is wrong. I mean, I do like shopping at CEX, but that is the sort of main criticism I would have of them. Putting cover reprint in the corner is one thing, at least you're making people aware, but to not even write it and try and trick people, I would go as far as saying, is just a bit of a joke. Did see one on there which it was hard to tell from the picture, but I thought it was going to be the smaller version of the Dawn of the Dead. So obviously you can get the bigger sort of special version with the extra books, and it's sort of a big chunky box that thick. Obviously, wasn't sure if I'd get there. I mean, this one couldn't be a cover reprint because obviously it's the official box, but I was worried I'd get there and it'd be damaged, or the side would be stoved in like what happened to the Phenomena one. Or yeah, it would be the sort of thinner. So they do a second sight version, which yeah, is probably only about the width of this. Which is a standard one. You can get that about 35, still find it in HMV. You do a 4K one, which I think Marcus from Expo 2708 said is like 80, 90, up to £100. Whereas, yeah, this is the Blu-ray, well out of print. I mean, 55 is a lot to pay, but not only I'd sort of saved up and I wanted to sort of get, some big sort of good souvenir so I could remember the trip by, but also kind of thought when I seen it in Birmingham, I was like, if I don't get it there, not very likely I'll come across it again, as it is very rare to find an out of print or find it in good condition. Obviously, I looked inside, let the lady at the till let me look in to check everything was there and in good condition. But yeah, obviously once I get home, if I was like, oh, I changed my mind, I want it, I'm not going to go travelling all the way back to Birmingham just to pick this one up. So it's a kind of like a get it while you can sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, 55 is a lot to pay for one special edition. Kind of got a bit of buyer's guilt on it, but at the same time, I guess the value is in the eyes of the beholder. But if things are valuable, then it is this kind of set, which is out of print. Get a lot of so you got one with this. I'll quickly show you. Yeah, I could try and finish this at 40 minutes. So it comes with the original soundtrack by Goblin. Do the soundtrack to Suspiria and a few other films. The Wolf Library compilation, part 1 and 2. Not really sure what that is, but extra bits. And yeah, nice to get the soundtrack because not many special editions do that. Like I say, it's all in good condition and all the bits are there. Then you've got disc 1, the theatrical cut. Disc 2, the extended Cannes cut. I guess that's from the French Film Festival. Cannes, I guess you call it, Cannes. Disc 3 is the Argento cut. Disc 4 is the special features. So this is Marcus from Expo 2708's favourite horror. So I did ask on the group yesterday which is the best version to watch, and he did say. Then it's got the book there, all in nice condition. The corners aren't furled or anything. Soft book, and then comes with a hard book dissecting the dead. So yeah, pretty sure it's got all of the things in. Don't think it comes with like postcards and stuff like that, but I mean, don't think they would fit in the box if they were there. So pretty sure all the gubbins and that in there, as you call it. yeah, I can't see there was meant to be like a poster or anything. The digipacks, yeah, I mean, but yeah, very nice set. And I will admit, I kind of do prefer, well, I've usually so far preferred Day of the Dead over Dawn of the Dead. I mean, Night of the Dead, a very seminal kind of classic. I've spoken about that before. Yeah, I did prefer Day of the Dead, but I'm wondering now if I watch a different cut, because I probably only watched the theatrical cut before, watched like the best cut that Marcus said, in sort of Blu-ray, whereas I previously had it on DVD. Might go up in my expectations and might surpass Day of the Dead. But yeah, just a very nice collector's edition to add to my Second Sight collection. I was hoping to show two more that I was going to get, but they're actually going to arrive tomorrow. So I went into my local HMV in Bristol, expecting it to have it as it was released today. Got there at like 9:10 when it just opened, so no one else would have bought it. And they'd ordered them and they'd not come. Was the Second Sight Films release of The Coffee Table and House of the Devil. Ty West film, House of the Devil. Really good sort of, obviously it's 2000s, but 70s throwback, creepy kind of slow burn film. Didn't have either of them there. There's a few good releases come out they didn't have. So yeah, I basically wasted a trip into HMV, kind of went back home, ordered it on Amazon, and it's coming tomorrow. So yeah, I'll show those in a different video. Yeah, that's everything I picked up. And yeah, like I say, I had a really good time in Birmingham. Really fun meeting all the guys. Put all their channels below so you can subscribe to them and watch them. Guess everybody knows them. Should be uploading this in a bit, so I will say the live stream's going to be on, I think it's part 13, Ollie said, so hopefully it's not unlucky. Hosted by Ollie from Ollie Loves Film. I'm not sure all the guests is going to be on there. Obviously, I'm going to be on there. Sammy, I think Roy was, but I think he's been a bit ill. James, I think, is going to be on there from Movie Mad. Maybe Andy from Forgotten World of Cinema, is he called? Yeah, not sure. I mean, tune in, you can have a look for yourself, but thought I'd give that a little plug. Sorry this has gone on a long time, but obviously I've had a lot to show. Yeah, so I bought, not including the one Stuart gave me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think 10 editions, which probably isn't as much as Ollie, but yeah, I think when I totaled it up, it comes to about £163 or something. And obviously, I didn't end up trading anything in. So yeah, I don't know if Ollie spent more of that, but I think he's got more actual singular editions, should I say. Obviously, that Dawn of the Dead was 55. I could have probably picked up 10 films for that. So yeah, we'll see when Ollie does his video how many he's actually picked up. But yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. Yeah, hopefully we'll be doing another meetup. Hopefully we're planning in the future, maybe doing it a bit closer up north somewhere so that Marcus and Ash might be able to attend. And then obviously John Mondo Chelovec is welcome to come if he's able. Obviously I know he lives up Newcastle. And then Nikki from Skin Crawlers wasn't able to come to this one, but hopefully he might be able to come on in the future. Yeah, so rambled on long enough, so I'll stop it there. But thank you everybody for watching. Bye.